Ladies and gentlefish, I'd like to welcome you back to another Nordcraft tutorial. If you don't know me, my name is Jay, and I go by the Young Viking of Nordcraft, and I teach you guys everything that you need to know about Nordcraft. Now, this will be a little disclaimer. I don't know everything about Nordcraft. I'm still learning as I go, so these might be best practices, but hey, it works, and that's all that matters, right? All right. So before we get into this video, I just want to give a quick shout out to Sir Lucas of Nordcraft. I have never used the package that we're going to use today to have this infinite pagination or scrolling, and he kind of helped me out with that. And so I just want to roll some bloopers real quick of when we were just talking about this video. Roll the clip.
Something that's good to clarify, like if it's a small enough database or if that whatever you're pulling is small enough. Dude,
Hold
literally
on.
you start squeaking the
Yeah, I was about
moment
to
we
say,
start
wait a minute.
recording.
What is
He
the
literally
squeaking?
just ran in here with his toy. That's my dog. The moment you hit record.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the bloopers. So Sir Lucas his icon will be joining us, as well as his dog. They'll be joining us in the bottom right of the screen there. Okay, so let's get into the video. So we are continuing from where we left off. Sorry, we're continuing from where we left off in the last video. So if you are not at this point yet, you might want to go watch the last video, build everything there, and then come watch this one because we're literally going to be changing like probably 3 things to make this work. So once you have that, come back and continue from here. So to get this going, let me just show you what we're working with currently. I didn't mean to click on that. So back. So what we have right now is no scroll feature. We just have the next page functionality basically that fetches other items. So to make this now infinite pagination or scrolling, we have to change a few things. First, we're going to create a new variable and we're going to call that items. And we're going to have it be initially an empty array, just like so. The reason we're doing this, oh, wait, was there something in there? Try that again. Sorry, I don't know how null got in there. So the reason we're doing this is because now instead of repeating like these rows based off the API, we're going to repeat them based off items. Now, why are we doing that? The reason we're doing that is now since we're not making like we're not having these different pages, what's going to happen is we're just going to keep adding more items to the list as we scroll, and that's how you get that pagination. So we're going to load, say, 10 items or 25 in this case. And then once we hit the bottom, we're going to add 25 to items so that they will now display on the page as well. So now that we have items, what we need to change is our API call. And we want to go to the events on success. We want to append to items. So we're to go and set items. We're to open the formula and we're to do append to items. So it should look like this thus far. And then now we're to do the regular thing of loading in all the data like so. So you will see now that we end up with an array and an array with all our items. So it won't work if you have it like this. We just want a singular array because right now we have an array and an array. As you can see, we have 0 twice here. We don't want that. So to fix that, we just want to add flatten right there. And as you can see, it'll make it all into one array. Now, if we refresh I didn't have to refresh. I could have just ran the API again. But now we have items back. We don't have infinite scrolling yet, but we have the items back. Okay. So now what we need to do is that we have to add the package called intersection observer, something like that. Yeah, intersection observer. We're going to add that package. If you don't know how to do that, you just come over here to the left side, click on packages, and then you can just search for like observer or something like that. and it'll be the one by Jacob. Shout out to Jacob. Um, once we have that, we now just need to add it to the bottom of our page. So we'll go into add an element and add the intersection observer like so. Now you will see that it has some placeholder for insert your content here. Now I don't know if this is the correct way to use this package. I just know that it works. So if someone wants to correct me, then I will refilm this video, but we'll just go ahead and add a div there just to get rid of that insert content here. So this observer gives us a lot of information. Just to show you, I will, on the events of it, I'm just going to log it just so we can take a quick look at it. All right. And I'll open my console here and we'll refresh. So we can see that it gives us a lot of information here. You can get very specific with this if you wanted to, but all we're going to care about is this is intersecting variable right here. So to use this now, we're going to grab the same workflow that we have on the add button or the next page button here, because it's essentially the same thing. Is once we hit the bottom, we want to add more or go to the next page. So we're just going to copy this, and then we're going to go to the the intersection observer, and on the event, we'll just add a switch. Get rid of this. And then on the if statement of the switch, we're going to go to the event and is intersecting. So this will run when when is intersecting is true. Then we'll come here and just paste that. That's all. And then on this side, you don't have to add anything, but I just add a none there. And then that should essentially be it. So now, if we go ahead and refresh here, I'll close the console for now, and we start to scroll, we should see that more things get added in like that. Now, currently, you'll see two problems. One, we're hitting the very bottom, and two, there's a delay. So let's go ahead and fix that. So to fix that, all we have to do is in the intersection observer, we're going to come here to attributes and root margin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say 128 pixels by 0 pixels. The reason I do that is I'll open the intersection observer here, and we can see that we can set a root margin. Where's that right there? Very similar to how you would set the margin CSS property. So all I'm saying is I want this to be the top 128 pixels. So we're not hitting the actual bottom before it gets triggered. And then for the delay, that's because we had debounce from the last video. So in case you were spamming these buttons, it wouldn't immediately call the API. So in the API and in advanced, you'll see we have a debounce sent to 500 milliseconds. So we'll just remove that. Set that to, I'm going to set that to null. There we go. Now, if we go back and we start to scroll now, you'll see that we're not hitting the absolute bottom. Oh, sorry, my scroll wheel that's up there. We're not hitting the absolute bottom before the next API is called in. And we're getting more items. And there's no delay now. So once we hit it, it's now there. And that's essentially how you have infinite pagination or scrolling in Nordcraft with Supabase. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment on what you'd like to see next, and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.